Alright guys, so we're Zandt here from the Down Under Centre. So we've just had a couple of, about 4 plumbers come through the assessments, and the other 2 boys are a bit shy, weren't they guys?
Very shy.
Maybe you didn't have the face for cameras like us, etc. But so firstly, thanks for taking the time to run through this. So the whole idea is to find a bit of information about you guys, talking about what happened today, and to help other people who are looking to get through to the skills assessment and obviously move to Oz. So we've got Charles and David here. So just firstly, Charles, who's going to Australia with you, mate?
So it'd be me, my wife Jane, my son Jake, and my daughter Maya.
Cool. South Dave, who's going with you, mate?
Yeah, wife Carla, my 2 boys, Albert, Ben, and my daughter Brooke.
No worries. Now, guys, whose idea was it to actually take the plunge to Australia? It's not like going to McDonald's and buying a Happy Meal. It's quite an expensive journey, I would say, and a very long journey. So, Charles, whose idea was it, mate? Yourself or your partners?
So yeah, initially it was Jane's idea, and she's always been quite a big fan of the hot climate. We had a nice big discussion about it, and I'm on board.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I'd say the same. It came about more when we had the boys, the twins, at 3 in April, and just the realisation about locked in you are. Never mind being in lockdown, but locked in you are when you have young kids, and we want more of the outdoors lifestyle.
Okay, cool. So it was like a mutual decision?
Yeah, the wife obviously as per instigated it. So yeah, happy wife, happy life.
That's right, good man, good to hear. Have you guys been to Australia before?
I haven't. No, neither myself, no.
No, mate.
No, never been to Oz? Okay, cool. Okay, so whereabouts in Oz are you looking to go to, Charles? What would be the #1 place you'd like to move to, mate, in Australia?
So it's a bit of a toss-up at the moment. We're thinking either Queensland or Perth. Queensland seems to be the most likely though, but I think it's more of where the work is really.
And what's the, okay, so work's important, okay, not a problem. And why would you, why Queensland if you chose that out of all the other states?
So, obviously not being there, I don't just want to move there blindly. So I've been looking at all the states, done my research, and those 2 seem to fit the family the most.
Yeah.
So, some people say like Perth's quite isolated, but for us, it's closer to the Philippines. My wife's half Filipinos, we've got family over there.
Yeah.
So there's good reasons for both really, but those 2 states seem the best for our family.
Yeah, and you mentioned climate as well. So WA and Queensland get pretty similar climates. It's hotter than the lowest, Sydney, New South Wales, Victoria, and South Australia.
And they've got lovely coasts as well, which is nice.
Yep.
Great for the kids.
Perfect. South, mate, whereabouts?
Yeah, we're fingers crossed set for Sunshine Coast, there or thereabouts. Again, depending with work, but that just looks perfect for us and for the kids.
Yep. All right. So you might be neighbours, or you might be on the other side of Australia, and I'll be at one point down in there in Melbourne. It's not totally in the middle, but close enough. Okay. Fantastic. So let's talk about. Today you guys came in and did your skills assessment. So let's just, rather than me explaining the skills assessment, because I do this every single day for the plumbers. So Charles, just run through, well firstly, what made you decide to use the Down Under Centre, and how did we met before today?
So we've actually had friends come through you.
Okay.
There now.
Who were they, mate?
Dan and Sophie Mitchell.
Oh yeah, sweet, yeah.
Yeah, so when the whole discussion of Australia came, we told a few friends that we were thinking about it, and they actually were in the process with you.
Okay, cool.
And they couldn't say anything but nice things about it. So we came to one of your open days, got to meet you and the rest of the team, and we practically fell in love straight away. Yeah,
because you came to here in London, you also drove away to Manchester as well to have one of our sessions there, which was good.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so now you're at the process of, you've done your English test?
Yeah.
Okay, and which English test did you do, mate?
So I've done the PTE.
PTE?
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd you find it?
It wasn't too bad actually. So I've never been a strong person with English. Maths is more my subject. I've always struggled with like reading and writing and stuff. So initially it was quite nerving. I had a couple of sessions with Marion who brought me up to speed to what I needed. done a couple of practice tests as well, which I recommend. It's nice to get used to the format.
Of course.
And then once sitting the test, it wasn't too bad. It was a little bit different from the practice tests in terms of time and stuff. But they definitely helped, and it wasn't as bad as what I thought it would be.
Okay, so you've got your English test done. So today you've come and done your practical assessment. So let's go back a little bit further. So before you did your practical assessment, what was the first thing part of the skills assessment? We did the documentary assessment. How was that for you, David? That's like probably the hardest part of the visa, isn't it? Gathering all the paperwork?
Yeah, just because a lot of it, especially like getting tax and bank details and stuff, you're depending on other people as well. But and then obviously contacting old employers, which depending if you're left on backgrounds with each other. I mean, luckily I've not had any issues. They've all wished me success in both. So
I get it though. You move on from one company, even if you don't have a fallout, they probably wanted you. You've moved on. So it is hard. It definitely would be hard to reach out to people you haven't spoken to for maybe 8 years ago. Find them, locate them, and chat that way. Cool. Okay, so we gathered all the documentation, documentary assessment. You boys had your technical interview. So how did you find the technical interview stage, mate? How did it go? What happened during that process?
So yeah, it was a lot better than what I thought actually. I was quite nerved by that. I thought to myself, wow, be put on the spot. It's going to be more of like a grilling than like an assessment. Met the assessor. He was a nice guy. He wasn't trying to catch me out. He tried to make sure that I was a plumber, not just some random cowboy that pretends to be one. If there was ever a time where I didn't really understand what he was saying, or I wasn't really getting the answer that he wanted me to get, he would kind of, reword the question, which then made it easier. It's much easier once he's, or sometimes he'd use an example, which then again made it a lot easier. So it wasn't as bad as what I thought it'd be. Okay, so you had the technical interview. And then today, David, we came in and did the practical assessment. So just let the people know, or the other plumbers that are watching this know, sort of what you have to do today, how the day went, etc. Just so they can get a bit of an idea of managing expectations, really.
Yeah. First of all, relax. It's not a grilling. You're not put on the spot with anything. It's explained to you clearly. You're given a photo that's clear. Where it comes up and it gives you like dimensions and sizes and where he wants you to put obviously fit outlets and stuff like that on the board. So it's all self-explanatory, basic plumbing. It's no stress at all. Hardest thing I'd probably say is just to drive down. So I've come from Leeds, mate, but other than that, it was great, and we've had a good crack as well, which has been nice. Yeah,
you've definitely, I think your group's been a very good group. And so, what we did, so we did a bit of first fix, so a bit of copper work, so just use benders, pulling a few bends. We didn't use, it was all compression. Okay, you guys had a group to select material from what was required on your drawings. You then go off and choose that. I basically just stand around the whole day taking photos and videos, gathering the documentation. So with that, so the documentation of the practical assessment you've done today. So it was a little bit of 3/4, bit of half-inch copper work, put up to a couple of lugged elbows. What do you guys call them in this country?
What do you mean by lugged elbows?
The lugged elbows, the ones on the. What's that mean?
Wall plates elbow.
The shy one's now talking. A wall.
The wall plate elbows. Yeah.
So we get to learn a bit about the Aussie terminology too, plumbers, when you just come down for your assessment. So you put all them up. We then put the pipe on test, and then we did a little bit of drainage work. So a bit of 100 mil PVC going up, a couple of 45 degrees coming from there, a bit of 40 mil PVC. So we did that. So the evidence that we gathered for the technical interview, where we had to gather the minimum requirement for that is your NVQ level 3 and 4 years of paid work experience, or no NVQ level 3 and minimum 6 years. So the paperwork's all been gathered. You've had your technical interview with an Australian qualified plumbing assessor in Australia, okay, and then you just come here with me, a qualified plumber, trainer and assessor for the one-day practical assessment. All that information gets compiled, and at completion, successful completion, you're issued with your TRA skills assessment, which is required for the purpose of putting in the expression of interest. Okay, and obviously what's the document you get, Charles, for the purpose of registration, mate?
Your TSR.
OTSR, spot on. Now, a few tests, mate. What's it like when if you're going to put in your expression of interest? What's it like if it's not going to lead to an invitation to apply, mate? Do you remember that one?
No, no idea.
Fishing without hook.
Fishing without a hook and bait on the line.
Yeah.
So now you've got your skills assessment, you can go fishing and put in for the right visa. So guys, thank you for that. But before you take off, Charles, the first thing you do in Oz, mate, what's the very first thing you want to do?
It's got to be a barbecue on the beach.
Barbie on the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah. Barbie on the beach, gonna get those kids in the water surfing and living that sort of life.
Yeah, definitely about the beach life.
Right, Mark. Yourself, mate?
Same. First thing we're going to do when we've secured a rental or a place to stay is just go to Venice Beach, mate, and take it all in.
Yeah, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the new life. It's incredible, isn't it, to think you're here now and then 6 to sort of 8 months, however long it's going to be from now, you'll be the life changes. You'll be in Australia.
Yeah.
With following those dreams that that you set out to do. So, guys, wish us all the best. It's been an absolute pleasure to assess and to work with for the visa stage as well. So, guys, if you're a plumber and you're looking to head down to Australia, give the Down Under Centre a call, and we'll walk you through the process. All right, thanks again, guys. Cheers.